Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 11 of the 200 horsepower challenge here on Comlands with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as you can see, it's dark 30 the following day, and the reason I brought you in at this time is because there's some off-camera work that I want to get an early start on, but I wanted to fill you in before I did that. So if we look here at our menu, if we go to Productions and look at our silo, you can see we have 435,000 liters of silage. I want to sell that. It is nearly top price, so that's going to be a really nice payday. But with our trailer, that's still, you know, between 15 and 20 trips. So I'm going to get cracking on that and get that all delivered and get that money gathered up. And then I'll bring you back in properly when it's daylight and bring you up to date with everything else. So we'll see you in a little while. Well, we're back, and I just wanted to show you where all that silage came from. It came from this area up here. We mowed all of it, and then across the road on that hillside, but it does not include the silage from the field across from the cow barn, the one we planted, and I'll explain why that is when we get down there and have a look. But that brings us up to 237,000, but 20,000 of that came from the sale of our excess seeds. And I did fill up our seeder, which holds just a little over 2,000, and that seed box, which is just a little over 1,500. So we've got quite a bit of seeds, certainly enough to do us for a little bit. Our barley field here is looking good, although you can see we need to fertilize it, and there are some weeds we need to take care of. But while we're here, I want to look at something else I am a little concerned about. If we look at our environmental score, it doesn't appear on field 40 that it's updated at all. Now, sometimes I've noticed for nitrogen and pH, those numbers don't update till after you've harvested. Now, we've harvested that and they didn't update. And now I do know that we didn't put fertilizer on there. If you recall, the field was already fine, but I kind of expected that pH one to go up, and it's still sitting at 0 basically. And our weed control is at 50%. So that once we take care of those weeds, we'll see if that updates. But also this field's exactly the same way. So it's going to be interesting when we mow that to see if they update. But tiny little bit concerned about that there might be an issue, but we'll see. What I did do is I went on another map and turned all my mods on, and just to see if that seemed to interfere with precision farming. It didn't seem like it was. I didn't do a lot of testing, but yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that because we're still paying an environmental score penalty right now, which is not fun. Now, you may recall I had said that this grass here was ready to harvest at the same time our other grass was. But interestingly, it's actually easier to see over here if we run over, this band in here was not. So I'm pretty sure that this grass is coming back faster than meadow grass, which is a good reason in and of itself to take and plant those fields. Now, I could have done last month or yesterday, but I flat ran out of time. And I suppose we could do one possibly today if we've got enough time, and I had the time on ×1, by the way, all day yesterday. But I wanted to, for our test purposes, getting back to this field, is I wanted this band because that was included in the 107,000 liters. So to make it the best test, I wanted this band to be fully grown again. As you can see, it is now. So that's what we're going to do here quick. Or should I say as quick as I can. Anyways, we're going to mow this field up and we'll put it in our silo. I'll make sure it's turned off so it doesn't ferment any of it, although it doesn't matter, it's empty. And we'll see how much we get off this field. Now, I'll get it mowed And once that's done, I'll bring you back in, because one of the things we're going to do with our money is we're going to upgrade our windrower. So we'll obviously do that before we windrow it up. So I'll get it mowed, and then we'll meet you up at the shop and we'll upgrade our windrower. So we'll see you then. Well, we're up here at the shop to upgrade our windrower. I've completed mowing the field, and some good news there is, if we take a look at precision farming, oops, we can see that this field has indeed updated like I expected. The only deficit is on the weeding. We had no weeds to take care of. Now there is something we could do to get that up, but it costs a lot of money we don't have. So I don't know why this field didn't update, but we'll let it go through one more cycle. But even if it doesn't, at least I'm happy we're not paying a penalty now. So that's a good thing. So let's repair our windrower, repaint it, and we'll sell it off. And let's repair our tractor while we're here. All right, so we need to do some shopping. So first, let's look at a windrower, and the one I want to get, the best bang for our buck, so to speak, is this one here out of the Kubota pack. I like using it because you can recolor it. We don't need any decals on it at all. We'll put our, yep, that's the one we want. That will do nicely, I think. Now, we need a weeder for our field, so we might as well take care of that while we're here. And we actually need a hoe. Okay, there's one. I think there's one, too, in the horse. Oh, look at the price of it. Oh, we need more horsepower than we can have. So I guess we can have, oh, no, that's not the one. Which one is it? There it is. We can have any hoe we like as long as it's this one. This is our only choice. So we'll buy that while we're at it. Okay. Grab our tractor here. Now this windrower will not only speed up the windrowing process considerably, it's nearly twice as wide as, oh, just about didn't see that guy. But it also will speed up our pickup, because we'll have more larger windrows, more grass in our windrows, and our forage wagon will fill quicker. So kind of a win-win. I'm really pleased that that precision farming thing straightened out. I suppose we should have our beacons. Oh, that's not beacons. Got beacons, we should have them on when we're running down the road with something like this. Not that it'll keep traffic from running into you. Now, when we drive by here, you can see that it doesn't look like our fields have really progressed at all. And technically it's been a month since they were mowed. So we could plow out these fields today even. Like, I didn't have time yesterday, but I'm not sure we're going to have time today either, because we need to fertilize and weed our field. We need to get this grass windrowed and picked up. And I was hoping that we'd buy our next tractor with more horsepower before we did those fields, just so we can increase the size of our plow. And also, as you may recall, our oops, why are you not, oh, wrong button, that's why. There we go. That's the one we're looking for. Um, this tractor, even though it's well within the horsepower range of our seeder, struggled a little bit on that small hill on our barley field. So um, I'd like to upgrade that. And you know, we could have bought this piece of land ahead of us, but I just think we're better off kind of getting our equipment upgraded, because that is a lot of grass to mow, and on top of what we already have. So I think I'd like to get the equipment upgraded before we tackle that. Now, that fermenting silo will have this fermented overnight, no problem at all. It might even be done later today. Um, but we're getting into peak silage prices, so that'll add to the pot. Now, I haven't done any of my other chores yet, so we have milk to sell, although that doesn't amount to a whole lot of funds. Guess we can turn the beacons off. We did have our new burst too, so the next burst we have will fill up our cow pen, so puts a little pressure too on getting that our next cow pen in, although it's not the end of the world if we miss some of our bursts because we don't have room. So what are the thoughts? Do you think we're going to get the same grass, more grass, less grass? I'm really curious. But like, there's definitely an advantage. There's no doubt that it grows faster. So for that reason alone, we'll plow out those other fields and put grass in there. Now, I need to kind of drag this in here. There we go. Now, going forward, we won't wait for that grass on the edge to be ready. We'll just mow it when the main field is done. I just was curious, and for the yield test, wanted to make it as made it. Oh, as close to the same as we could. Oh, you guys. Actually, I think we are going to drag this one in a little bit more, just to make sure we don't have any issue picking it up. Boy, I just didn't consider when I bought this, with that road going through it, how much of a nuisance that traffic would be. That is why I turn it off quite a bit. I might turn it off and clean up that edge. Well, likely that little patch there on the left, or on the right, I should say, it's on the left now. At the end of this row, I'll probably have to drag that in a little bit. We probably won't be able to pick that up. We won't have access. Yes, sir, noticeably bigger, that is for sure. I think today is the day I'll order some gravel and get it put down in the yard too. Tired of looking at that grass in there. Oh, I didn't. Forgot I had the map on there. We don't need that. We know where we're going. All right, well, I'll carry on with this and get this finished, and I'll bring you back in when we're getting it picked up, and we'll see if we have more or less. So we'll see in a little bit. Wow, there we are, guys. That is 107,000 liters, and we have that much more to go. Now, those of you with a keen eye will notice there's a new tractor. This is the one I wanted to upgrade to. It's the big brother of the one we have. It's 185 horsepower. I can show you it in the store. It's under medium tractors. Right there. So 185 horsepower. Cost just under 90,000. I was down to 5 kilometers an hour again on that hill up to our fermenting silo, and it just was on my last nerve. After all those runs up to the shop earlier today, I just couldn't take any more. We had the money, and with this purchase, I still will be able to do my episode ending surprise, I believe. So I decided to go ahead because it was inevitable. Now with this, we will be able to upgrade our plow as well and upgrade our forage wagon. Well, the forage wagon will probably need, oops, there we're full again. It will probably need to wait until our next cutting after this. As you can see, I turned traffic off so I could get that grass out on the edge. But you'll see we gallop up this hill at 20 kilometers an hour now. This is down to 5. Same as going up the hill to the shop. I didn't think it would be as bad coming up here, but I'd had enough. This will also work good with our weeder. The weeder we purchased, it takes 140 horsepower. We have 143 in our old tractor. So this one at 185 will probably handle that weeder a little better on that hillside. Now, in addition to fertilizing and weeding our barley field, we will need to mulch and lime our grass field as well. And that needs to be done this month or today. So that's why I just don't think we'll have time to plow out one of these fields unless I were to do it in the dark, which I'm not real keen on doing. Suppose I could slow time down some more. So definitely worth plowing out the fields, as I suspected, but just wanted to be sure. Now we won't get quite as much next time because I won't wait for the verges around the field to be ready. We'll just mow as soon as the main grass in the field is fully ready, so the won't get quite as much from that band of meadow grass. But more than make up for by the fact that we're going to get cuttings an extra month early. This tractor will really help too, picking up the grass on that hillside over there. Looks like we'll get a maybe not quite a full one. Pretty darn close though. So the interior is very similar to our other tractor. Same top speed, so no advantage there. Just a big advantage pulling up these hills. It definitely would have saved me some time this morning, because that was nearly 20 trips up there I had to make. If I had mowed this field before I had done it, I also would have saved us $5,000 in environmental score penalties. Never thought of it at the time. Just knew it was a job I could do in the dark. Okay, let's take a look. What did we end up with? 132,000 liters. And we can start that processing. All right, well, I'll get this put away and I'm gonna run up and grab our weeder and I'll meet you back down at our field. See you then. All right, let's see how this goes. Now, the other way we could get rid of these weeds with precision farming is using spot spraying. Well, we have nowhere near the money to do that, but even if we did, I wouldn't. Because you still, even when you use spot spray herbicide, you get penalized on your yield for using herbicide. And if you use a mechanical weeder, your environmental score won't go as high, but your yield is not impeded in any way. So if you want to maximize the amount of crop you get, which of course equates to profit, you want to use a mechanical weeder, because the increase in environmental score, the bonus you get, can't overcome the loss of crop, if that makes sense. So weeding is the way to go if you want to make the most amount of money. Oh yeah, this tractor's not having any trouble at all dragging this up this hill. And the weeder is getting rid of the weeds, just like it should. Nice. Now this next round of barley off this field, we likely won't turn into seed. We'll need it, hopefully by then we'll be very close to having our chickens. And once we buy that larger field on the other side, obviously we'll take all the grass off it initially, but we'll almost immediately turn it into probably a couple of fields. Well, I don't imagine this tractor will have any trouble at all dragging our seeder up that hill. Now for fertilizing, we'll still need to use our other tractor because it's the only one that we currently have the crop sensors on. Oh, I missed a strip over there, I can see now. Anyways, I will carry on and get this done and get set up for the fertilizing, and I'll bring you back in then. So see you in a little bit. Well, there we go. Our field is fertilized. If we take a look, we can see that there are, well, maybe I'll turn this off, no weeds. So our weeding is done as well. But the big question is, did it make any difference to our environmental scores? Yes, we got 7 points. And that's in the weeding bar here, this middle one. Nothing for lime or fertilizer yet. But like I said, that sometimes or often doesn't come in until we actually harvest. So maybe next harvest it'll update. Now I had to wait to make some fertilizer because I had sold most of our last batch without thinking. So while I was waiting, I mulched and limed this field, fed our cows, that sort of thing. But this field here now can be fertilized, but I think I'm going to leave you there. I did kind of have a surprise plan for the end of the episode, but you know what? Next month I don't think there's going to be a lot to do, so I think we'll do it then. And this episode is already getting a little long. So if you're still with me, really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, well, hit that old notification bell. But for this episode here on Comlands, until next time, Farmer Murphy signing off.